Hola a todos, en esta presentación vamos a hablar de las diferencias entre el pretérito y el tiempo imperfecto. Son dos tiempos con el que expresamos acciones en el pasado. La semana antepasada estuvimos hablando del pretérito, esta semana hemos estado hablando del imperfecto y en esta semana vamos a hablar del uso de los dos. En la página 198 del libro hablamos de el contraste entre el pretérito y el imperfecto y decimos que el pretérito presenta información como un evento. En el video que ustedes vieron en My Spanish Lab, ¿no? Hay algunos usos del pretérito y dice que se utiliza when we are going to talk about complete actions or repeat actions in the past. We can say the pretérito, we use this one when we are going to talk about an action that is started in the past and finished in the past. Most of the time when we use the pretérito, we use time expressions that are related to actions that start in the past and finish in the past, like yesterday, 2 days ago, last year. So in Spanish, you will say ayer, anoche, el lunes o el martes pasado, la semana pasada, el año pasado, anteayer, o the day before yesterday, el otro día, el día 6 de septiembre de 2016, por ejemplo, o el mes pasado. So when you are going to express pretérito, most of the time you use these times or markers or time expressions to state or affirm that the action is done in the past and finished in the past. When we talk about the imperfect, we talk about actions that are happening in progress, ongoing actions or repeated, but they say that is no concrete number of occurrence in the past. Yeah. So when we think about this in English, we will say like the imperfect will be like English past simple. That if they are regular verbs, you will add ed, or irregular verbs is like speak, spoke, eat, ate. Yeah. And when we talk about the imperfect, is like the pretérito, the past progressive. Like, for example, here we went to the movies in the evening, and it was raining when we came out. So when we use the past progressive, was, were, ing, and when you use the expression used to talk about actions that happen, like an habit in the past. Okay. So this video will be so helpful for you to understand the different uses of the pretérito and the imperfect in Spanish. Here, as we were explaining, in Spanish, in English, it will be the usos de pretérito versus imperfecto. Y como lo dije, es para hablar de acciones puntuales o eventos. Y utilizo expresiones como ayer, el año pasado, o we also use this when we are going to talk about like actions that happen one before one another. Like first I did this, then I did this, and then when I am describing past actions that happen in some order in the past. So ayer salí al cine, ella compró un carro el año pasado, yeah, time expression that indicate that this situation happened in the past and finished in the past. And here primero, like order, el pirata viajó a la isla y luego, and then robó el tesoro. So, like the sequence. Acciones habituales. So when I was a child, when I was a girl, I used to go to the park all every single day. So esto es una acción habitual en el pasado. Cuando era niña, iba al parque todos los días. So I use imperfect. Estados o descripciones. When I am going to describe people in the past, or like mood. Ella estaba cansada, el día era soleado. And when I use background information or actions that happen surround another action. So, ella dormía cuando la llamaron. So, she was sleeping when somebody called her. Yeah. So, this is one of the uses of the pretérito versus imperfecto in Spanish that you have to recognize when you are using both sentences. Remember that most of the time when we are telling stories, we use both of them. But when I am going to describe the context, when I am going to describe the characters, when I am going to describe the circumstances that happens around the situation or the past events that I am describing in short stories, we are going to use the imperfect. Yeah, when I talk about punctual action or actions that are present as events in the past, we will use the pretérito. Okay, so you will have some extra activities this time to practice and complete and recognize the use of pretérito and imperfect. Okay, I am going to show you this example. So you will be able to think when we use the pretérito, the imperfect. Here, había una vez una chica que vivía con su padre porque su madre estaba muerta. Okay, so here we have the pretérito and the imperfect. Pretérito, as I have been talking about, complete actions. It means that we use this when action that is beginning or ending in the past, and chain of emotions or circumstance in the past. When I'm going to describe the context, I will use the imperfect. When I'm going to talk about routines or habitual actions in the past, when I am going to express ongoing actions, and I am going to emphasize on time. And finally, when I am going to describe a physical or mental condition in the past, we will use the imperfect. So, we're going to go here. Había una vez una chica que vivía con su padre porque su madre estaba muerta. So, I will use there was because it's a description. Vivía, I am describing the context. And estaba, this is a physical condition. Yeah, estaba muerta. La chica se llamaba is description of the context. I am describing the character. Se llamaba Cenicienta. Ella era muy bella y muy buena. I am describing her, so that's why I will use the imperfect. Y todos los vecinos quería mucho. So, this is a description of the, like an emotion. So that's why I use the imperfect as well. Pero un día su vida cambió. It changed a condition, and it's a past event. It's a complete action. So her life changed. Su padre se casó. This is a complete action. Con una mujer muy mala que tenía 2 hijas. I am describing this woman. So her father got married with a woman that had 2 daughters. Yeah, so this is a description about this woman. La mujer y sus hijas vinieron a vivir en la casa de Cenicienta. This woman and her daughters came to live to Cenicienta's house. So this is a complete action in the past. Yeah? Las hijas eran muy crueles y odiaban a Cenicienta. I am describing the stepmother of Cenicienta, daughter, so las hijas de la madrastra de Cenicienta eran muy crueles y odiaban a Cenicienta, su hermanastra. Okay, so I hope that this example show you a little when we use the pretérito and imperfect in tests. Okay, so you will have some activities on my Spanish lab. I will show you. So here you will have different activities. The first one will be the extra activity. So here you have to complete this test with the correct verb using one of these verbs from the box, and you're going to complete using the correct tense, past tense, preterite or imperfect. Okay? So, en el verano de 2017, if you see this, you understand that this is an action that start and end in the past. Mi familia y yo, you will say, empezamos, estar, hacer, caminar, quitar, salir, ir, ser, llamar, llegar. So you will say, fuimos. Yeah, it will be preterite because it's an action that start and end in the past. En la ciudad donde viven mis abuelos. Un día, como, muy buen tiempo. So here we are going to describe. One day, como, you will say, hacía buen tiempo. So you will use the imperfect because we are going to describe the word. And when we describe word, we will use imperfect. Okay? So you will have to keep practicing and practicing. This is the only way to learn. Okay? So otherwise, if you need extra help, if you don't understand the activity, you can do a screen. They show me what's going on and I try to explain why you have to use preterite or imperfect in the situation, in the context, in the story, okay? But keep trying. Then another one where you are going to use the imperfect and the preterite at the same time. And here there is something important that you need to know. So when we use the expression cuando, it means that something was happening in the past when another action interrupt this action in the past. It is the same in Spanish. You will say, I was calling my mom, for example, when she got home. So it means that you were doing something and another action interrupt the action of calling, yeah? So it is the same in Spanish. So the action that was happening in progress, you know that you will express this in imperfect. So we'll say, yo llamaba, you have to use imperfect. Yo llamaba a mi mamá cuando ella llegó. Okay? Llegó a casa. Okay? You can change the order too. You can say, cuando cuando mi mamá llegó a casa, yo llamaba a mi mamá. Okay? Or I can also say, cuando yo llamaba a mi mamá, como ella llegó a casa. Okay? So here in this exercise, you will be completing this. So, cuando Roberto conocía, cuando Roberto conoció a Lola, ella era maestra. So when Roberto met a Lola, she was a teacher. Here you are describing, yeah? So most of the time I will say that when we have cuando, the next verb will be in preterite and the description, the other context will be in imperfect, okay? So nosotros no estábamos en casa cuando tú llamaste, okay? So please don't forget to pay attention to the subject of the sentence in order to know how you are going to conjugate the verb, okay? You will